Mar-A-Lago is said to be one of the most profitable investments of Donald Trump's 60-year real estate investing career, which is pretty impressive for a guy who's been involved in some of the biggest real estate transactions you can imagine, and who has amassed a net worth estimated to be somewhere around $3 billion as of the last report. He paid $10 million for the mansion back in 1985, and current estimates say the property could now be valued anywhere from $250 million all the way up to $600 million, which would make Mar-A-Lago one of the most expensive homes in America. This property has been in the news a lot lately, but to be clear, I am not here to get political, and I am not here to talk about the recent headlines. In fact, I'm not even going to use the current owner's name in this video because, to be honest, guys, I'm a little bit afraid that YouTube might penalize me for that, so just to be safe, I'm going to refer to him as DT. With this being a real estate channel, what I am here to talk about is the fascinating backstory on this impressive historic property. We'll get into the membership model that makes Mar-A-Lago even more valuable than your average Palm Beach mega mansion. And of course, we'll dive into some of the drama that has surrounded the estate over the years. There's plenty to cover there. Hopefully everybody plays nice in the comments section. Let's talk about Mar-A-Lago. So for anybody who's not familiar with this kind of infamous property, long story short, it is a massive mega mansion in Palm Beach, Florida that is used partly as the primary residence of former President DT. The home is also popularly used as a private membership club for some of the ritziest and most well-to-do people around Palm Beach and all over the world. The property is located at 1100 South Ocean Boulevard in Palm Beach, Florida, kind of right in the middle of Palm Beach from north to south and right next to Bingham Island. The house is called Mar-A-Lago because Mar-A-Lago actually means sea to lake in Spanish, so this is a fitting name considering the property has the Atlantic Ocean on the east side of the lot and Lake Worth Lagoon on the other side. The Palm Beach region of Florida is considered to be one of the most expensive parts of Florida to live in, and it's not all that big. It's just 8 square miles large with about 9,000 people in population. Back to the Mar-A-Lago house, the timeline from when this house was originally built to where we are at today is very interesting to say the least. So this all started in 1927. The home was originally built for who was the richest woman in America at the time. Her name was Marjorie Merriweather. It cost her $7 million to build the house and furnish it at the time, which is equivalent to over $100 million today. Fast forward to 1973, the original owner Marjorie made the decision to donate Mar-A-Lago to the US government. Ironically, she wanted this house to be used as a warm weather retreat for the presidents and be used as what ended up being called the Winter White House. Initially, the plan to use Mar-A-Lago as a place to house presidents kind of worked for a little while, and in 1980, the home was officially listed on the National Register of Historic Places. By 1981, though, the US government said that we don't want this house anymore. I guess the $1 million annual maintenance was just way too high for them, so they ended up giving the house back to the Post Foundation. At this point, the Post Foundation didn't want the house either, so they only had one choice, and that was list the place for sale in the traditional way. There's mixed reports on the exact numbers here, but most sources say that the original asking price for Mar-A-Lago was $20 million. This was in 1982. This is where we insert DT into the equation. He wanted the house so badly that he immediately made an offer for it for $15 million, which was declined. In response to getting his offer rejected, DT went out and bought the beachfront property in front of Mar-A-Lago, and he threatened to put up a hideous home to block Mar-A-Lago's view of the Atlantic Ocean. How savage is that? Because of that hardball move, the Post Foundation ended up being unable to sell the house because the Atlantic Ocean views were at risk of being blocked. By 1985, DT ended up coming back to the table with an even lower lowball offer. He got the house for just $10 million, which was estimated to be around $5 million for the house, $3 million for the furniture, and then another $2 million for some beach land. Starting in 1985 and for the following 10 years or so, DT used the Mar-A-Lago house almost exclusively as his primary residence. Around 1995, he ran into some financial trouble with his other business dealings, which forced him to think about what he was going to do long-term with the Mar-A-Lago house. One option was to subdivide the property and put a bunch of smaller mansions spread out all over the lot, but that was easier said than done considering the home was now on the National Register of Historic Places. Ultimately, he and his team decided that what was best was to turn the house into a private membership type structure, which ended up getting approved, and that turned Mar-A-Lago into a money-making machine over the following years. Speaking of those following years, there's actually plenty of reports out there showing exactly how much money Mar-A-Lago has been making from its memberships and related income. In 2016, the home generated $22 million in revenue. By 2017, that number jumped up to $25 million. In 2018, they took a bit of a hit, but they still made $23 million bucks. In 2019, the revenues dropped a bit again. They made $21 million that year. And in 2020, when the virus hit, you would have thought that revenues would have been way down. They made $23 million bucks that year. The specs on this property have changed a bit since it was originally built because there definitely have been some upgrades and enhancements when they took it from more of a residential space to more of a commercial space. But as far as land goes, the house is sitting on a total of about 20 acres, which includes all of the grounds, parking, all of that. It's got around 65,000 square feet of living space inside with 126 rooms. Originally, there were 58 bedrooms, 33 bathrooms, and 12 fireplaces, but those specs are likely different today, although there are still definitely plenty of guest rooms at the house. The club section is outfitted pretty much like a hotel with a spa, a bar, a restaurant, a ballroom, tennis courts, all those kinds of things. And like we talked about at the beginning, the location is about as prime as you can get, with water views on either side of the property, looking at the Atlantic and intracoastal bodies of water. Naturally, I wanted to try to assign a value to this property, which was easier said than done considering that there's not anything quite like Mar-A-Lago out there on the market. Like we talked about in the beginning, Forbes and other local experts have said the property could be valued anywhere from $250 million to $600 million in today's dollars. Sounds legit, but when we look at what's for sale in the immediate area right now, at least the residential houses, there isn't anything near that price point. We've got this house for $59 million, which is basically immediately across the street. It's sitting right on the ocean, but it is way smaller at only 8,200 square feet. A couple streets to the north, we've got these two properties, which are both listed at what, 20 million and 22 million bucks. The $20 million house has 6,000 square feet inside, and then that $22 million house has 6,200 square feet. Neither one of these houses are sitting immediately on the water. If we go up north here, you can see there's kind of a cluster of houses, and obviously the price point is very high, but everything's kind of in that $5 to $25 million price range. And then if we scroll south and look at that side of Palm Beach, we've got a couple properties here for sale for $17 million and then $43.5 million. And if we keep going, we'll find the most expensive property in the region. This one they're asking $150 million for. It's only 2.28 acres, which is really small in comparison. Remember, Mar-A-Lago is about 20 acres. See, there's nothing in this immediate region in that $250 million plus price point range, let alone $600 million, but all of these properties are nowhere near the size and scale of Mar-A-Lago. Plus, the Mar-A-Lago property is bringing in over $20 million per year in revenue right now, so from a business standpoint, it's easily worth $250 million bucks or more. The membership format of this house is unique, and it is very expensive to be a part of for anybody out there who's interested. First of all, there's said to only be 500 members allowed at any given time, and just to become a member, you need to pay an initiation fee of $200,000 along with another $14,000 in annual dues. According to the membership section of the Mar-A-Lago website, they say that the club is the epicenter of the social scene in Palm Beach, providing unparalleled service and entertainment. They say that membership provides the highest privileges and an elite lifestyle reserved for the select few. The membership includes use of the dining areas, pool, spa, guest rooms, fitness center, tennis courts, all of that. And in addition to those amenities, you also get privileges at 19 associated golf properties all around the world. Let's be honest, joining this club might come with some nice meals and accommodations, but the real perk is that when you spend time here, you are going to be bumping shoulders and building relationships with some of the most powerful billionaires on the planet. Whether or not you support the person behind this club, there is no doubt that surrounding yourself with other billionaires is going to help you to grow your business and your net worth. Because of the exclusive nature, the club has been home to a lot of celebrity guests and appearances over the years, including names like Michael Jackson, Elton John, Celine Dion, Dion, Diana Ross, and Jay Leno. But even though the names of these celebrities have made it out to the public, the names of the members themselves are a mystery for the most part. The New York Times reported that the club has reached their limit of about 500 members, and those members include dozens of real estate developers, Wall Street financiers, energy execs, and others. After diving deep into this story, I learned that the Mar-A-Lago club has been the source of a lot of controversy over the years. One point of drama was surrounding the American flag on the property. This was originally installed back in 2006 on an 80-foot pole, but Palm Beach ordinances said that the flagpoles are not allowed to be greater than 42 feet tall. The owner responded by suing Palm Beach for $25 million, and he ultimately agreed to put up a smaller flag and pay a fine. Then a few years later, there was another lawsuit filed against Palm Beach County in 2015 due to flight patterns. The issue here was that too many planes were flying over the property, which was kind of a nuisance. Then the latest bit of controversy is that FBI raid, which has been the subject of a ton of headlines lately. Remember though, we're not talking about that today. If you enjoyed the episode today, guys, if you could hit that thumbs up button down below or leave a comment, that really helps the channel out a lot. And remember to click subscribe as well if you're not already a subscriber. Only like 20% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribers, but that's all I've got for you guys this time. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, see ya.